Tonight on All Systems Go, we've got Mothman's butt.
And game shows galore. All Systems Go starts right now.
Hello everyone and welcome to All Systems Go, the only show with too many ideas.
And never enough references.
I'm Dalen Doomguy.
And I'm Darian Drybones. Let's get into it.
For our first story here, fans of Mob Psycho are slowly getting closer to that 100% as, in a shocking development, Crunchyroll has announced that the dub voice actor for Mob, Kyle McCarley, will be getting replaced for the new season. The news came out from McCarley himself, who uploaded a video to his YouTube channel, informing fans that he had been let go. The reason for this being Crunchyroll's alleged refusal to produce the show on a SAG-AFTRA contract, which in short is the studio not wanting to pay him in union. McCarley was against this notion entirely, but agreed to work on the season of the show as non-union, as long as they agreed to meet up with SAG-AFTRA reps to negotiate a potential contract for future productions. The company ultimately rejected his offer, and now the role has no voice. I don't think any level of psychic ability could have seen this coming.
A trailer just dropped for Chainsaw Man, an upcoming anime based on the manga of the same name. The story follows a team working for a government agency that's charged with sending rogue devils back to hell. But after the main character dies and is merged with a half-devil, half-chainsaw dog, he's revived and turns into a hybrid man-chainsaw thing. Needless to say, this looks very exciting. Chainsaw Man will debut on October 11th on Crunchyroll.
Last Sunday, dozens of video files of an early development build of Grand Theft Auto 6 have been posted across the internet, becoming one of the biggest leaks in video game history. Rockstar Games has confirmed the legitimacy of these leaks and says that they don't believe it will cause any long-term delays to their release schedule. They aren't taking it lightly, however, as the FBI has begun searching for the leaker's identity. Some has denounced the game for being in an unfinished state, while others have acknowledged that's kind of how it's supposed to be. It's how game making works.
The past week has given us a whole lot of news for Street Fighter 6. We got reveal trailers for returning characters. Ken, Dalsim, E Honda, and Blanca are all returning to the fight. In addition, a closed beta for the game has been confirmed from October 7th to 10th. You can register for it until September 30th. But if you want a spot, you have to do it as fast as you can. More news can be found on streetfighter.com. The game is slated to release summer 2023 on PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, as well as Windows.
Very excited for the game, and I will die on the hill that Street Fighter is better than Mortal Kombat. Fight me. Now, the chess community is in shambles after a recent match. Magnus Carlsen and the current world champion, forfeited upstart Hans Niemann, sorry if I mispronounced that, after forfeiting. Carlsen took to Twitter to post a cryptic video of a soccer manager saying, "I prefer not to speak. If I speak, I'm in big trouble." This tweet raised the suspicions of cheating. Though Niemann cheated online, the event organizer said that nothing seemed off. Now, allegedly, Niemann used wireless anal beads that vibrated in moral code to direct him on the correct moves. This rumor started where all bad things start, on Reddit. And will the chess community ever recover from this? Only time will tell.
Modern chess culture is such a meme and I love it so much. FPS game Deathloop receives its last major update, titled Golden Loop, which brings a number of new and exciting features to the game. As well as getting an official Xbox release, Deathloop is getting cross-play multiplayer, new weapons and player abilities, and an extended ending for the story filled with lots of new secrets to discover. The new update and console ports are all available right now.
Now don't go away, because after the break, we've got some videos right in your reach.
ASG will be right back.
Let's check it out.
That's it?
Sorry, that was a terrible arc, by the way. We don't talk about that. Wait, I'm missing something. Oh, thank you. Wait, what the? Halo's kind of been in the pooper recently, as in terms of recent news. Obviously, a lot of the fans are, talking about Halo Infinite and stuff, because, Halo Infinite kind of got delayed in terms of, Forge, co-op multiplayer for campaign, as well as just the new season's been delayed and stuff. But one game in particular that I wanted to focus on today, because, Halo and, I'm a big fan of it, obviously, was Halo Reach. Halo Reach to me is what I would almost consider like one of the best games in the Halo series. Of course, it doesn't compare to, the GOAT Halo 3 or even, Halo 2 by itself. Of course, it doesn't compare to those because, those games are monuments of their own right, and they stand the testament of time, obviously, with how unique they are in terms of even how well they've aged today. But of course, Halo Reach, obviously, even though it's been, I think, almost like 10 years, or more than 10 years, obviously, since the game came out, that game by itself still is one of the more unique titles to me, and is one of my favorite titles. So, of course, I want to talk about it in this video, and I want to talk about why it's a masterpiece. So Halo Reach starts off with, this unique visual of your character, which you designed actually at first, whose helmet is on the ground. And it's broken. Believe me, this is going to be big later. Let's just get into it. It's your helmet. You are Noble 6. And of course, Noble 6 is a part of an elite group of Spartans who are stationed on Reach at that point to, deal with insurrectionist activity. But it turns out it's not insurrectionist activity. No! It's the Covenant, and the Covenant, and they are not happy. So of course, the main campaign with Halo Reach is the idea that you're trying to defend Reach, because in the story by itself, it's the idea that if Reach falls, Earth is next, and there's nothing to stop the Covenant from getting there. So of course, the game has you with your team defending Reach, trying to, stop the Covenant invasion, basically. Your team is also a unique group of individuals from Nobles 1 to 5, of course, which is Noble 1 being Carter, number 2 being Kat, number 3 being George, number 4 was June, and number 5 was Emil. But each of the groups have their own unique function, and they have their own character too. So, of course, obviously, you're gonna probably get attached to them. Bad news if you did.
I'm ready! How about you?
So I think one of the biggest parts about Halo Reach by itself that I enjoy personally is how the story just flip-flops like right on you, like the least expected. It takes this moment of victory almost, and it just shows an immediate moment of loss and stuff. From feeling victorious to now feeling a sense of gloom, feeling a sense of loss, and at this point, the plot has just flip-flopped at this point. And it's even mentioned by Kat.
I know we're losing. I want to know if we've lost.
But this doesn't exclude the last part of the game, which ties all together, basically. So, Cortana has been moved off planet or whatever. Cortana's on the Pillar of Autumn. You've delivered the package. The Pillar of Autumn has just set sail. You are the last remaining member of Noble Team. And in the mission, Lone Wolf, which is one of the best missions in Halo, because it's not really a mission, too. It's just survive. And that's literally the whole mission objective. The mission objective shows up on your visor and it says survive. You go out fighting. And eventually you're given this monologue by, the voice actor for Catherine Halsey / Cortana. You're given this whole monologue that's like, oh, your body now belongs to Reach. Everything about you belongs to Reach now. And I think it's a beautiful way for Bungie to end off their development of Halo Reach by itself. And I believe the story by itself only accentuates that point, being that, Master Chief only carried the torch. You were the one who passed it along. You were the one who set off the events of Halo. And I think that's a sort of a poetic way of Bungie expressing their thanks, and the form of Halo being that, it was you who made it possible. To me, Halo Reach by itself will always be my favorite game. But I remember playing through it for the first time, playing the first mission, and I remember feeling this unique sense of, I don't even know how to describe it, a sense of euphoria almost, playing Halo Reach for the first time. And to me, Bungie has forged a legacy that it has, earned the right to have forged. And honestly, I do not regret anything that I have played with Halo Reach. To me, Halo Reach has been this birth of memories that, have been positive, and I love Halo Reach. So of course, to me, Halo Reach will always be a masterpiece.
In this next video, Sophia gives us a rather fabulous rundown on Pokemon. Let's take a look.
Okay, I know you're listening to that intro and you're thinking, What is this bitch on? She's an absolute idiot when it comes to Pokemon. And I'd like to clarify that I am well aware of this fact due to my ass being handed to me last week. I don't want to talk about it. However, I do want to talk about something that I've noticed during my torment as a novice of nerdy things on this show. Pokemon are a lot like drag queens. And I know, this concept is absolutely insane, but give me like 2 minutes to explain myself. When Pokemon go into battle, this is a lip sync for your life. When drag queens do a lip sync, they pull out all their tricks, pull out all the stops to make sure that everyone's looking at them and therefore giving them more tips and winning the battle. Pokemon battles are similar. Their trainers will pull out specific moves to try and damage the other Pokemon and then win. Right? That's how Pokemon works? Okay, moving on. As drag queens train, like our lovely example Trixie Mattel, they can evolve like Pokemon. Trixie bases her character off of Barbie, in case it wasn't obvious, and her early appearance was modeled after a 90s Barbie with big ponytails, leg warmers, and lots of gimmicky themes. Nowadays, Trixie models her drag around 60s mod Barbie and utilizes miniskirts, go-go boots, and a lot less hot pink. In terms of Pokemon types, I have an explanation for that too. Drag queens tend to specialize in certain aspects of drag. There are comedy queens, there are singers, celebrity impressionists, dancers, fashion queens. You get the point. There are a lot of different types of drag that multiple drag queens will be interested in. And this is my correlation to the certain types of Pokemon. The most important thing that I want to bring up are these girls' names. All of these queens come up with a name that composes their entire brand for them. Katya has a full-blown Russian last name and a persona that is still a part of her drag essence to this day. Alaska has a last name that I am not allowed to say on television. Y'all can look her up. And lest we forget, my favorite drag name ever, Pork Chop. Pork Chop was the first queen to ever be eliminated from Drag Race, but she is such an icon that Drag Race fans everywhere know her name. So therefore, I have to compare it to like Clefairy and Pikachu and Snorlax and all those different things. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. I sound crazy, but I know I'm right. In conclusion, drag queens bear a very similar resemblance to Pokemon. Instead of catching them all, though, we're getting snatched by all of them. That was a bad joke. I'm gonna go. Bye.
Now, after the break, we'll join Eric and the cast as they pull out their best moves. ASG will be right back.
Welcome to the first annual Greatest Fighter Under All Systems tournament. In this tournament, our contestants make fighting game moves, sets for themselves, and the judges decide who is more broken in the actual fighting game. I'm Eric, your host, announcer, god, and judge. Now let's take a look at our first fighter. We're gonna get the roster up in a second, and then we'll go. I'll show off the whole brackets. First off, Nathan, what's your moveset looking like?
My moveset, if we could see it on the screen so I could look at it. My moveset, I broke down basically my main sort of attacks moves. Here they are, fantastic. So I'll just start in that first column there. So fun fact, I did Taekwondo until about sophomore year of high school. So my main attack is the roundhouse kick. Also because I mostly play as Danon when I play Smash. And so, yeah, I have the roundhouse kick, and then a bit of combos added. I do a spinning roundhouse kick. Wow. And then more combos. I do an uppercut kind of kick. And now we get into my secondary attack, which would be swinging my guitar around. So, you just press the button. I kind of just swing it like a baseball bat. And now we get into more combos where directional buttons, I'm going to smash it like this, like Jimi Hendrix or the guy from The Who. I'm blanking right now. One of them, Townsend. And then in the next one, that's an uppercut now. More combos, different combos. Yeah, and then the next combo, oh wait, what was that? Oh, the input, it's right there, B and an up arrow. Okay. And then this is one of the more elaborate combos. We have the guitar lunge smash, where if you are jumping and moving as me and you attack.
You got the startup phrase on that? What's the end lag looking like?
Well, it's going to be a bit involved, but basically you run, jump, and then just slam it down really hard. And now we get into the more I cannot actually do this kind of stuff. One of my main grappling attacks is a suplex, of course. Where I grab the person and I throw them over my head. And then if we look, I also have the super uppercut. This was a suggestion when I made this at lunch today. And then if you look, the next grapple is I just choke the person.
I'm curious about the shield mechanic. Does the car take damage?
The shield mechanic, yes. Oh, of course. So I'll skip over the ranged column will be last because I think it's fantastic. So we get into my special attack. I'm going to run you over with my motorcycle. It's just that simple. Motorcycle charge. Now my shield, I hide in my car. It doesn't have to come in or anything. I just appear inside the car. And then if you combine shield and that special attack, I'm going to run you over with my car.
What kind of car? What kind of car?
Does the car
it's my 1967 Plymouth Fury 3.
Does the
What
car
color?
itself
What color?
take
It is
damage?
green. It is
Okay.
green. It is my lock screen. I'm gonna try to show the camera. Actually, it looks like that.
Oh.
All right. So I understand like what you got here for your moves. So I'm gonna keep that in mind when determining the winner.
Well,
seeing a lot of like heavy startup, a lot of end lag, but like a lot of invincibility for you. Like, I respect that.
I have my final move, and I'm sorry, this is going to beat all of you. If you press every button, if you can manage to mash every single button, well, that introduces gun, which is a gun
I have to cut you off
from
from there. We got to move on to the next person. I'm sorry, man. Jenny, you're up next. You're an immediate opponent. It's gone from 2v. It was used to be 1v1, 1v1, but now it's a free-for-all. What you got, Jenny?
I have not as complex. I didn't map them to buttons. I just have my moves. My first move, Angie K-pop fan, also known as I throw my photo cards at you and slice and dice, I guess. Next move, one-man wave, also known as the worm, but kind of funky. And if I worm hard enough, I can send a sonic rainboom, like Rainbow Dash, and then I can burst your eardrums. My next move is kick real hard, where I kick real hard. The next move I have is JoJo reference. And JoJo reference, if you can see, my stand is bald, also known as Mr. Clean. And my final move is rabies mode, where I go a little bit bonkers.
Limited but vague with a nice use of an X factor. I can respect that.
Yes.
Next up, we have Darian. What you
Jenny,
looking
real
like?
quick, can I ask?
Yes?
What is like the gameplay change of having your eardrums blown out?
You die.
Wow.
I don't think that makes much sense, but I can respect that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sticking it in.
You just die.
What's the input for the rainbow? What's the input for breaking eardrums? What's that look like? You don't know? Too bad. Darian?
All right, so I coulda like gone all gimmicky and like given myself all these magic powers and stuff, but no, we're gonna keep it simple, very simple. So four main buttons. You're gonna have your A, your X, your B, and your Y. Very simple. So if we could show the thingy.
Whoa!
Okay, so you press A. That's gonna be like.
Is that a knife?
It's a big old boffer sword. I'm gonna come at you with my big boffer sword and beat you up. That's as simple as it gets.
Is it gonna do actually any damage?
Yeah. Somewhat.
It caused psychological warfare.
But anyway, so like you press A and you can jump, but if you like press A to the side, you can like leap forward at an enemy, or like you can bounce back. So like go in and hit, bounce back, jump forwards. Very
Rushdown
simple.
character. That's interesting. That's
Yeah.
interesting. Any
Okay,
other
next.
moves? Like, is that it?
Well, you can run around and stuff.
Anything else?
There's another one. Okay, so you press. These are in a weird order, but just bear with me. So press Y. You're going to throw the sword, and it's going to be like boom. And
Does it come back to you?
You just grow a new one. Just
Like out of your hand?
Is it like your
swords
bone
growing out of
falls
my
out of your
body.
arm?
Does that take any super meter? Like what we?
It's just throw and throw and throw and throw. No limit.
Unlimited ammo.
Yeah, unlimited ammo.
All right. So is there any other moves, or is that all?
Oh, I said we got 4 buttons. Okay, so X, the one that really would have made sense to introduce first.
We're gonna have to speed run the rest of these. We're gonna have to speed run
Okay,
the rest
okay.
of these. Sorry, man.
You're gonna hit through. The thing about this, it does very little damage, but knockback is insane. So like you jump in, knock them back, jump back, and it's like you're bouncing around. Okay, next. Okay, B is gonna block. You block them, and it'll like stun them for a second.
Is it a counter, or is it just block? Because that sounds kind of lame if it's just block.
You block, but then it stuns them. So what you do is you leap in, you block, you knock them back, you jump back, then you throw it a bunch of times, and you just start bouncing them all around. So my character is based on like controlling the space of the arena, like.
That is a lot more elaborate than I was actually.
Any other moves, or I think I have a solid understanding of where your character's at here.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
You'll find out. You'll find out in a second.
Is it
that's
matchup
it,
time?
yeah.
Does it mean it's matchup time?
All right. So after seeing everyone's and getting a full understanding of what they can do, it's Darian. He wins.
Oh, wow.
Darian's character is simple but effective. He actually knows his inputs. Nathan's character has a bunch of end lag and startup and is super hard to see. You know what he's gonna do. You know what this is happening. And Jenny doesn't know what her inputs are, so she'll just be flailing there, just sitting there.
How about you shut up,
To be
Eric?
fair,
Unfortunately, one hit won't work. But next up, that's all for our first annual Greatest Fighter Under All Systems tournament. When we come back, we'll take a look at the Mothman Festival. You can't even win a fighting game. You can't beat me in a fight.
Up next, we take a look at a celebration of cryptids. Let's check it out.
Hi, I'm Mothman.
And I'm Mothman.
We're here in Point Pleasant, West Virginia for the annual Mothman Festival.
So who is Mothman anyway? Is he a man? Is he a moth? Is he a balloon? Mothman is a cryptid that was first sighted in Point Pleasant, West Virginia on November 15th, 1966. In case you're a normie, cryptids are unexplained creatures whose existences have not been proven. Some of West Virginia's famous cryptids include Bigfoot, the Flatwoods Monster, Sheep Squatch, Ogwa, and Snallygaster. Why are there so many cryptids in West Virginia? Well, when your entire state is nothing but rocks on top of rocks, there's not much to do but screw around in the woods and perceive the imperceivable. However, Mothman is the only cryptid who has captured America's hearts. Like, really captured their hearts. It's intense. While Mothman has been spotted many times and descriptions of him vary, generally, it's been accepted that he's 6 to 8 feet tall with large wings and glowing red eyes. He was first spotted by 2 couples who were out on a drive. In the year following, more and more sightings of the man, the moth, the legend cropped up until his very last sighting in 1967. Many skeptics believe that people who claimed to see Mothman were actually just seeing a giant heron. Not that I believe that hogwash. How big are herons? Not 8 feet tall. Wake up, sheeple. Anyway.
Exactly 13 months after Mothman was sighted, a tragedy befell Point Pleasant. On December 15, 1967, the Silver Bridge, which connected Point Pleasant, West Virginia, to Gallipolis, Ohio, collapsed. 46 people died in the accident, and 5 more were seriously injured. Many people suspected that Mothman was somehow connected to the accident because of the 13-month timing and the fact that it was the 13th eye-bar that caused it to give way. In fact, the tragedy was caused by a structural failure. The bridge had been poorly maintained and was carrying much more weight than it was designed to handle. Yet, the tragic incident sparked Mothman's rise to notoriety nonetheless. This is due in part to John Keel, a paranormal investigator who published The Mothman Prophecies in 1975. Keel's book hypothesized that Mothman sightings, along with some other supernatural local happenings, were omens, warning of the bridge's eventual downfall. His book was adapted into a movie of the same name in 2002. Today, roughly 10,000 Mothmaniacs from all over North America flock to Point Pleasant to attend the annual Mothman Festival, to check out vendors, discover abandoned bomb storage igloos, and touch the Mothman statue's perfectly sculpted ass. After hanging around the festival for a while, we headed over to the TNT area.
Officially known as the Clifton F. McClintock Wildlife Management Area, this forest is home to a number of TNT igloos, which are structures used to house and manufacture explosives during wartime. It's also known as the location in which Mothman was first sighted. So this is the TNT bunker. Can you point out that the ceiling and the TNT was stored here because it was lightly radioactive, etc. And this was the safest way to store it. And this is the first bunker. There's more like it.
Look at this boot.
And this is the area-ish where Mothman was first spotted.
Think of editing.
Did you see that? Mothman just swooped down and kissed
What do you mean?
right there. He kissed the square on the lips. Kissed the square on the lips. Both of us.
Were you rolling? Was the camera going?
Was the camera going? Please.
I was.
Please. He just
We were.
right
Wave just now.
Did you see him? No. Mothman.
No.
We're here at Village Pizza to get Mothman Pizza here in Point Pleasant, West Virginia.
Hi, we're at Village Pizza Inn, the home of the famous Mothman Pizza. Well, we came,
We saw
and we kissed Mothman square on the lips. See you next week with the Loveland Frog.
or maybe in Fresno.
Ooh.
Max, what are you doing here?
After the break, we've got a one-of-a-kind game coming your way. All systems go. We'll be right back.
Welcome back, everyone. We've got a wonderful little or big game here for you tonight. Over the summer, I went into hiding so I could finally watch all of One Piece. And now we have these wonderful guests here I'm going to impose my new obsession on. This game is called The Height is Right, where I'll show them a character's face from One Piece, and they each have to guess what that character's canonical height is. Whoever's guesses closest gets a point. Whoever has the most points by the end wins. Let's start up with our first little guy here.
Little guy? You just gave us a hint.
Not necessarily. Maybe it's a trick.
Where's the little guy?
Give us the little guy. Give us.
Where's? Yes.
Which one of us?
Oh, just
Any of you're all allowed to give a guess.
5'3".
No.
5'2".
No.
5'5".
No.
4'3".
Incorrect. You were closest at 5'5". Luffy is 5'8". We can get a reveal picture here.
Do I get the point then?
Yes, whoever's closest gets it. You all get one guess.
Oh my God. I
All
went
right.
first. This is rigged.
Next character we got. Nico Robin. Sophia?
5'4".
No. Jenny?
6 foot.
No.
6'3".
No.
6'5".
Nikki was closest at 6'3". Nico Robin is 6'2". Nikki gets a point. Very
What?
good. Next up we have Tony Chopper. Jenny?
1 foot.
No.
1.5 feet.
Nope.
2'3".
No.
2'9".
Nikki closest at 2'11". We have Tony Chopper's height.
He's a lot taller than I thought he was.
He's still a short lad. Look at him.
Short guy.
Nothing concerning there. Don't worry.
3 foot tall is still like obscenely short.
Yeah.
Yes.
Short king.
Up next we have Brooke. Sophia.
7 feet tall.
No.
Ah.
Jenny.
11 feet tall.
No. Nikki.
6'8".
No. Cam.
9 feet.
Cam, I believe, was the closest. Brooke is 8'8".
Wow.
Oh.
Tall skeleton man. You gotta love him.
Tall guy. Yeah.
And next up we have Big Mom.
Oh boy.
Jenny.
8 feet 4.
No. Sophia.
6'7".
No.
I think I remember hearing about this character. I don't think from you, but from someone else. 22 feet.
Cam.
19 feet.
Nikki is technically the closest. Big Mom is 29 feet and 1 inch tall. We can get this image up here.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
She's
Fanny.
Big Mama.
very large mother. Up next, Gecko Moria. Sophia.
9 feet tall.
No.
Oh.
3 feet tall.
Nope.
Crap. I almost said something we can't say on air.
Numbers, Nikki.
14 feet, 9 inches.
Cam?
17 feet, 7 inches.
Cam was the closest. Gecko Moria is 22 foot 8 inches.
Oh,
I thought he was a short king.
He's a pear.
He's a bear.
Sure is a pair.
Yeah, he is a
Next up, we have Leo. Sophia.
3 foot 9.
Not quite.
Oh.
Jenny.
3'3".
Nikki.
4 foot.
Cam.
4'2".
Jenny was the closest. Leo's 9 inches.
Whoa!
Whoa.
He's indeed a short king.
He's on.
I
Wonder
bet he
Woman's
has a good
shoulder.
personality.
Definition of a short king
Only
here.
have one right.
And next we have Boogie the Clown.
Oh, it's a clown.
Jenny.
Sophia had her hand up first.
Sophia.
Oh,
then.
thank you. 8
You're
feet
welcome.
tall.
Jenny.
7.5 feet tall.
Cam.
60 feet.
Nikki.
At this point, anything goes. 17 feet, 4 inches.
Jenny was the closest.
Yeah.
Buggy is normal at 6'3".
I like him going rabies mode there.
Oh yes.
That's a
we love
callback.
Rabies Buggy.
Relatable.
And we have the icon Blackbeard. Sophia.
6'4".
Jenny.
10 feet.
Nikki.
12 feet.
15.
I believe Nikki was the closest. Blackbeard is 11'3".
Wow. That's a tall
I
guy.
want one.
Planned.
And then the last one we're gonna do here is Brogy.
Oh, he's a chonker. I can tell.
Sophia.
13 feet tall. I don't know.
Jenny.
20 feet tall.
Okay. Cam.
31.
Nikki.
25 feet.
Cam is the closest. Brogy is a giant who is 69 feet and 10 inches.
No way!
He said the,
Nice.
He said the
Nice.
nice number.
Hold on.
All right, folks, that's about all we have for
think we'll go
now.
home.
I hope you got to enjoy how crazy this piratey fantasy world is. Now, before I go, Nikki was our winner with 4 points. And just remember, if you're ever thinking about starting One Piece, don't. How about Karate Kid or Kobra Kai instead? Up next, Brody will show you who reigns supreme in the world of Kai Karate and Cobra Kids. I don't know, I haven't seen it.
Hello, and here we are. We're doing a tier list. First time doing a tier list, and we are power scaling characters from Karate Kid series as well as the Kobra Kai series. Since season 5 just came out, we figured why not? Here are Tony and Alexa, and we're about to get into it.
Let's do this thing.
Alright. Okay.
Alright, so Brody, who do we have first?
First on the list, we got Danny Boy himself. Daniel
LaRusso.
Yes, sir.
Bonsai.
All right, now we got a few tiers. We got S, A, B, C, D, and F. The way we're gonna be going is just comparing like how well they perform in combat. So I think Daniel's a good place to start since after all he is the titular Karate Kid. What are we thinking for this one?
I'm thinking Daniel would go in A, and the reason I say A is because he's like obviously out of like this entire roster, he's like one of the stronger tier characters in general in the Karate Kid Kobra Kai universe. But I always feel like Daniel has something to always learn. Like he's not perfect.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, I think
He's definitely high up there, but like
yeah,
not
he's
the highest.
Yeah, I think A is a good spot, and then Mr. Miyagi.
No
that's an instant S.
That's
He's just top notch. Anyways, Johnny Lawrence.
Johnny Lawrence. So Johnny,
I'd say he's also another solid A tier since he's up there with Daniel.
I always thought maybe a bit of a B
I mean, he was able to match Daniel pretty well, like going into Cobra Kai. They mostly were just getting put into stalemates, and plus there was that one fight where they pretty much just tied at the end.
I guess.
So I'd say
they're very different, but I think they're about like.
yeah. For now, he makes a pretty good A tier. And now we're getting into Karate Kid 2. First up, everyone's favorite, Chozen.
Oh, dude, Chozen.
Oh,
He's gotta be high.
I'd say like either B
like
or A.
personally, I'd like Chozen easily has to be like top of A. Like I'd say he's above Daniel. He
lost to Daniel.
He did.
In all fairness, a lot of the villains lost to Daniel, but I'd say Chozen was probably one of the bigger challenges, just because it wasn't like tournament rules, and also once we had Chozen show up in Cobra Kai, he was really able to clean house. So he's definitely high A.
Chozen had like the best villain entrance out of anybody. Like in that final fight scene, this guy is like goes on like a freaking grappling hook, zooms in,
and he's just like, surprise, I'm here.
He's dressed as like Scorpion from Marvel.
Yeah, Mike Barnes.
I'd say Mike Barnes goes A above what? Bobby is his name?
Yeah, Bobby.
I don't think he could beat Johnny though.
Personally, from what I saw of Mike Barnes, like he's a pretty vicious guy, so I'd probably say I'd say he's either like he's somewhere around these guys' level. He's definitely like Johnny and Bobby level, maybe a little bit hot, maybe closer to Kreese.
I was supposed to say Daniel was ready to give up in the third movie, like right when he was fighting him. So
all right, so of course we got to start off with Miguel, like Miguel Diaz. He's easily like one of like the top fighters we've got in the show. In terms of Prime Miguel, like next to like a lot of like these other guys, like to me Miguel seems like an easy A tier.
I think Miguel
because
Daniel's level.
Yeah, he definitely like he's definitely like
past Johnny.
Yeah.
Say that.
Honestly, I think so.
Honestly, I feel like a lot of the kids are definitely like at a similar level of their senseis, but honestly, I think since we're technically putting like Daniel, Kreese, and Johnny like kind of within the same region, I'd say just because the student has yet to outpace the master.
Yeah.
We'll put him above Mike Barnes. Then next, Robbie Keane. Oh, Robbie. This is fun because he's also an easy A.
He's gotta be A. I don't know if he'd be above or
after
Miguel.
He's like him and Miguel are easily tied as like the two like best fighters of the current generation.
I was about to say Robbie's strong, but at the same time I feel Miguel's ethics are much better than Robbie's half the time.
Robbie definitely had a ways to go before he found true balance.
Yeah.
Hawk.
Oh, Hawk.
Hawk one of the best.
Instant A tier.
Yeah,
Personally, I think he's somewhere around like Robbie Keane, Mike Barnes level.
I was thinking you might actually be better than Robbie, in my opinion.
Didn't he beat Robbie?
True,
he
did beat Robbie. Yeah, I'd say Hawk is definitely like we have the trifecta here of Miguel, Hawk, and Robbie as like the best three fighters.
Yeah.
So going into season 2 and onwards, we have Tori, and honestly, just from what you can see, Tori is probably she's definitely an A tier, and she fits alongside. She's probably she's definitely better than Sam. Kim Dae-un, the big new sensei.
She's gonna be A.
That's an instant A.
Yeah.
She's around this level. She's actually
better than John.
I think she's closer to Daniel and Silver level. Especially because she's the granddaughter of the guy who taught Silver and Kreese.
Oh.
so she definitely isn't any kind of pushover. So I think this is about where she goes. This definitely is where she fit. So I think with that, we can call this tier list done.
I think so.
I think so too.
I'm very happy with this.
I think, this was a very well thought out tier list, and obviously there's a lot more characters that we could have included, especially like from season 5, because we had like at least 5 more senseis that were added to the Kobra Kai cast. However, I could not find good reference pictures for everybody. So they're
fighting enough to accurately.
Yeah, so there's a lot of characters that could that were left on the cutting room floor just because I couldn't find pictures for them for the tier list. But I definitely would have to say the new senseis are definitely A tier for sure, just because they can hold their own against guys like Chosen and Johnny. So with that, I think we can say that this has been our Kobra Kai Power-Scaling. And yeah, this was very productive, and I'm glad we could agree on a lot of the picks here. And yeah, I guess maybe there's room for another tier list in the future. May not have to even be Kobra Kai. But yeah, definitely open to doing more tier lists. So yeah, bye everyone.
See you later.
Well, that's all we have for this week's episode of All Systems Go. But don't forget to come back next Wednesday at 9 for all new ASG content.
In the meantime, you should probably go check out our social medias to stay up on all things All Systems Go.
I'm Dalen Brown.
And I'm Darian Yoder. All Systems Go, signing off.